Maryland, what's going on? This is Governor Wes Moore, and I'm back with our weekly More from More update. We've just kicked off our More Opportunity Tour, traveling all over the state as we work together to make this Maryland's decade. And Marylanders are excited about our progress, and so am I. For one of the first stops on the More Opportunity Tour, I met with Maryland farmers, watermen, and members of the Maryland and Capital Area food banks to discuss how we can put an end to hunger in our state while also supporting our farmers and watermen. I'm grateful for community collaborations like these, where we can address environmental concerns, food insecurity, economic pathways, and the elimination of invasive species like blue catfish, all at the same time. The Lieutenant Governor and I also met members of the Department of Transportation, the State Highway Administration, and our brave state troopers to discuss a daily concern for folks in our state: highway safety. Our budget makes record investments in Maryland's roads, investments which will drive economic growth and, more importantly, save lives. With the benefit of a Lieutenant Governor who has transportation engineering expertise and experience, our administration is working to improve our state's infrastructure and highway safety. But I urge all Marylanders to slow down, don't drive distracted, and follow the laws. Drive slow, save lives. In observance of Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, Lieutenant Governor Miller and I joined the Jewish community in Maryland to express our solidarity. We see that anti-Semitism is on the rise across the country, and let me be clear, hate has no place in Maryland. Our administration is taking action to protect all of our communities from hate crimes and build a more inclusive state where no one has to live in fear. In Maryland, we are being strategic, aggressive, and collaborative in our efforts to transition from being a state powered by oil and gas to being a state powered by renewable energy. At the U.S. Climate Action Summit, I talked about how Maryland will become a leader on climate action by becoming an offshore wind powerhouse and investing in our greatest strength, Maryland's workers, to power our transition and be leaders in booming industries like clean energy. One example of how our administration is already taking action is in Seneca Village, where we're working with local leaders to advance a 2.18 megawatt solar project, which will save families hundreds of dollars in energy costs every year. Montgomery County leaders, the private sector, nonprofit organizations, and our administration are working hard to both deal with the existential crisis of climate change and create pathways for work, wages, and wealth for all Marylanders. And finally, in response to judicial attacks on reproductive health, our administration worked with the Maryland Department of Health to create a critical partnership that will ensure mifepristone, the FDA-approved drug that's been on the market for 20 years, will remain available in our state. We're committed to ensuring Maryland remains a safe haven for abortion access as long as I am governor. I'm proud of the work that we are doing to build a state that is more competitive and more equitable, where our rights are protected and every person can thrive. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.